Hello everyone, and welcome back to more The Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap. In this episode, we are going to finish off the Cave in Flames once and for all. But first we want to go up here using the Cane of Paki. Again, I don't know how you pronounce that. It's either Pacey or Paki, but that's the way I'm going to pronounce it in this LP. We want to go into this blue portal and see where it takes us, because like in Deepwood Shrine, it'll take us back to the beginning. So in each of the temples there'll be like these blue portals and red portals. They'll just take us back to the beginning, so that's all good. There was a door here, but we can't unlock it because we don't have a key, and again I'm being very condescending, so let's just hop in this minecart and see where it takes us. And there's the voice clips again, that's really weird. One thing I should go on about though is this. You know, before in one episode I was saying at times there'll be this like popping sound with the audio. This will occur a lot in this area where you will flip rocks and then jump onto them. Because when they're about to fall into the lava, you'll often hear that, you know, popping sound. So again, it's a bit of an issue, but it doesn't put me off playing the game or anything because, well, it's just a bug. I mean, it's nothing big. This is a room where we want to shrink into a Minish and do some puzzling. Because you know before where I was saying they do really clever puzzles with the Minish? This is one of them. Simply all you got to do is just take your time and avoid all of these spikes and go through this hole. And this is the bit that I like the most. You can see here that there'll be these things that try to get us, but we can't because... No, sorry. They can't because we're too small and they can't see us. But if we go back to our normal human size, this will happen. They see us and try to attack, so, you know, it kind of tricks you. At first you think, oh, they're dead, so they can't attack me. But of course, when you're a human, you thought wrong. So with that, how about we just flip over this minecart and go back here, because what we needed to do is turn this switch in order to get the minecart there. So let's just jump in and see where it takes us, because it's going so fast and I can't see where I'm going. I'm surprised actually that the Game Boy Advance's screen could keep up with this due to the, you know, the really powerful audio and music going on. Again, this game is quite a looker for a Game Boy Advance game. Definitely showed off what the Game Boy Advance could do in 2004. But let's just continue attacking these Rolo bites and put them in these holes. A fun thing actually, a lot of people tend to throw them in. You do realise if you carry a roller bite, you could just fall into the hole and it will fall in place. So that saves, you know, precision throwing it and all that. And I found out this actually. These tiles may look a bit pointless being there, but what they're actually there for is to show you what position it is when you push this. So as you can see, I need to push it once more in order to line up with the tiles. So I think that's what the tiles are there for. I could be wrong, but either way it helps me out and that's all good. Let's just roll all the way up here, and there will be this chest, so we want to get that. If I can. Oh, actually, no, sorry, we're supposed to get this one first, which is a blue kingstone, meaning, you know, it'll be useful if we're going to do kingstone fusions later. But I'll be doing that a lot later in the game when I've collected as much kingstones as I want, because I don't want to use them up early in the game, otherwise I'd have to go hunt for them and all that, and speed stuff up, cut stuff out. In other words, you know, just to save me a bit of time editing. It's not that I don't enjoy editing, but, you know, it's nice to just get this LP done and over with. So on this bit, we want to do it right this time, and great, I'm getting mixed up with the controls. Again, I'm playing this on an emulator, so I might get mixed up with the buttons. Either way, that flips the right way, so let's go on the other one and flip the other one. But you saw right there, you heard like that popping sound, didn't you? This is what I mean. Because if you flip over the rocks and then you flip over another one, they'll have that popping sound, which is very off-putting if you ask me. Well, it doesn't really put me off the game, but, you know, I do think, not really sharp, considering this game is made by Capcom and Nintendo, which are two, you know, very good video game companies. And great, I just mistimed my jump there. Word of advice, on this bit, you could just fire it like this to make life a bit easier. I mean, you don't have to go on the last one in order to flip them. Because, you know, they're moving in the same direction and it makes it a bit easier to aim for them. But let's just quickly get off here before this shrinks, because, you know, otherwise we fall into the lava and that's not good. we are coming up now to the end of the Cave of Flames because, well, how many minutes has it been? It's been 4, so we're doing okay. Now, I will say this. This area right here, I always have trouble with. Seriously, I have not been able to get through this once without getting hit. It's just really impossible. And I like it as well because, you know me, I like challenges in games. That's why I play a lot of NES games, Game Advance games. And that's probably why I prefer retro games over modern games. But enough of my preferences, how about we just go through here and hopefully not get hit. So really what you're supposed to do is slightly go up to the top, but to be honest, they just go in the random pattern. So as you can see there, they're all together. Then when they bounce back, they're all separated, and it's just, you know, there's no pattern, so you can't really judge when you're supposed to go. So let's try it this time. Nearly. So again, you know, if you make it through that without getting hit, you are definitely an incredible gamer. Let's just go up here with the Cane of Paki, and of course use it on this bit, because this will allow us to hit the tornado and bring us up to the top. So let's just continue rolling across here, and this is what I'm saying in this episode. The commentary's slightly lacking if you ask me, but float all the way over here. Sorry about me being silent there, I was just getting distracted by the music in this, because honestly, even though this sounds like orchestra and all that, it's very memorizing. There is probably a lot of tunes in Minish Cap that I can, like, hum off by heart, because it has a really, really good soundtrack. Not as good as other soundtracks, you know, like Banjo-Kazooie, Sonic Rush, what else is there, Super Mario 64, A Link to the Past, you know, all those great games, but Minish Cap still is quite decent. Either way, let's just go all the way up here using Eslo's floating abilities, and do it again. There's not really much to say on this bit because all I'm doing is floating around and collecting a lot of chests. But I guess I could go on about one thing. I'm quite excited for the new Zelda game, which is A Link Between Worlds for the 3DS. It looks quite good because it's, you know, going back to like the roots of A Link to the Past and all that. Wind Waker HD also looks really good. I don't know why a lot of people are saying, oh, why are they remaking Wind Waker HD? It looks exactly the same. I'm sorry, but if you look at the lighting in the Wii U version compared to the GameCube, then you clearly are blind to something, because it looks really different. And honestly, the HD version looks a lot better. But I don't judge things by graphics, I judge it by the game, and the reason why I'm getting Wind Waker HD is because I've never played it. Like, I've never played the GameCube version. So that's the reason why I'm going to be getting Wind Waker HD, because it will be a new experience, and also with good graphics, so yeah, that's all good. But with that, how about we check to see if we've got everything. So let's go to the floors, and there are no chests remaining, meaning we have virtually 100%ed this dungeon. So how about we go onwards to the boss, and wait for this thing to arrive very slowly. There we go. So now with that done, let's enter the door and see what's behind. Now, you know, before where we just entered the door, and well, that rhymed. You know, the big green Juju, really creative name by the way, it just appeared, you know, just as we went inside the door. This one's different because we have to fall down this hole. And I swear in one of these, yes, there is. There is a fairy, but I don't really want to get it because I've already got one in my bottle, as you can see here. And you can know when I die, I'll respawn and all that. But just for a bit of fun, I'm going to throw all the pots down there because I don't really need them, if you ask me. Although I could take that fairy again just for fun. So let's just throw down this last pot for no reason into lava, and fall down this hole to see what's at the bottom. Okay, meet the second boss in the game. This is Gleeok, just like the enemy from the original Zelda NES. And if you ask me, his design looks a lot different to what it was on that game. Definitely. But simply you've got to do on this battle is you use the Cane of Paki and hit this bit here, because that will flip it, and you just got to go here and strike him as many times as you can. Basically spam the whatever button you use a sword with, either the A or the B. I usually, you know, use it as B because, well, that's what I grew up with, really. Most games I played with in my childhood, I used the B button to do stuff like attack. So I guess that's why I prefer it as that in Zelda games. I know some people like press it as A, but I'm more of a B person. This bit, he'll start firing fire, and that couldn't have been said any better. And of course, you know, you've got to avoid it. And I swear that hit him there, that was very weird. Because at times in this battle, you know, you'll fire it, but he'll just, like, slowly turn to the left or right, and, you know, your hit for your Cane of Haki won't register for some reason. This bit, though, I forgot to go on about this before, by the way. The lava will begin to enlarge, but what I like to do is just stay at the corner. You might get hit by a rock, but if you just keep moving left and right, you should be fine. So as you can see there, I haven't really lost a lot of hearts, only about 3/4 of a heart, so that's all good, meaning this battle is going by quite fast. And I think we're on the last hit in a minute, so if I can get some space and hit him, and let's deal the final blow to Gleeok and end his new model. So with that done, we get the second element, which is the fire element. Kind of looks like a paw print or something, I don't know. You got the fire element. Flames bring light to darkness and warmth to all. The fire element is the embodiment of that power. And of course, you know, on top of that, just like in the original Zelda NES, whenever you defeat a boss, you of course get a heart container. Meaning we now have 7. We have 7 heart containers, meaning what life will be a lot easier. Well, I say that, but I bet I might die sometime in this LP. Still, with Cave of Flames done, how about we get out of here? Oh, that was hot. It was so hot. I thought my fibers would catch fire. But it's over now. I suppose we should go back and speak to Malari. Indeed, we shall do that right now, because, well, all we got to do is just go back in Malari's mines. So, let's just run through Minish, and see if the broken Picori blade is not broken. That was the best way to say it. Wow, that was fast work. Oh, thank you. But not so fast that I didn't finish your sword. Here, take a look. I call this new blade the White Sword. You got the White Sword. Its beautiful white blade sparkles with light. You can put away your grandfather's sword now. Once you infuse it with the power of the elements, it'll become a sacred blade. The Forest Elder no doubt told you this part, but if you want to infuse the sword, you must go to the Elemental Sanctuary. The Sanctuary is a strange realm trapped between 2 worlds. Ah, just like the Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds. Maybe it was a reference to that. I don't know, I'm just making random guesses here. It is the bridge between the Minish world and the human world. The doorway to the Sanctuary opens only once every 100 years. You'll find that door hidden within Hyrule Castle. Once the blade has been filled with the power of the 4 elements, you should be able to break the curse on your princess. I know you can do it. After all, you made short work of that human mine. Let me tell you about a shortcut you can use to get down from the mountain. You'll find it right in front of the entrance of the mine you just explored. Just follow that and you'll be down in no time. Good luck. So of course with that we have to make our way to the Elemental Sanctuary. And just like he says, there is a shortcut that'll save us, you know, climbing all the way down Mount Krenel. Simply, you know this bit, if we jump down we will land in this hole which I went on about in the previous episode. So if you want to just get back up to there with these, just use your Cane of Haki and jump all the way back up. But with that, we need to go all the way back down to Mount Krenel, so it's going to take a bit of a while, well, a couple of minutes, but you've already seen this, so I'm going to cut it here and I'll see you guys in Hyrule Town. Okay, now that we're back in Hyrule Town Market, let's just go onwards to Hyrule Castle. which will be up here. Basically, you know, the same place where the annual Picori Festival was, you know, where Vati completely destroyed the place and ruined the mood. Well, I'm saying weird things in this episode. Either way, let's just go up here, and you will notice this. There'll be these guards here that will say this if we talk to them. So let's just see this guy here, and he will say this. Sorry, but I can't let you pass. We've sealed the area off because of Vati. Now, one thing I don't get is they say they've sealed the area off, but every place I go, you know, they'll say the same thing, like that guard down there, these two guards over here, saying that, you know, it's impossible to get into the castle, but the front entrance is accessible. Yeah, that's really good guarding. But let's just see what Ezra has to say, because of course when I walk like a step, he has to say something all the time. Are you sure I look alright? I never know what to wear to formal occasions. Well, you don't really look different than when I first met you, so yeah, you look okay. Now there'll be this locked door, but of course if we go over to the left, there will be some stairs. So of course that will lead us to something. I don't really want to give spoilers, even though we're there already. There will be this massive door here that will lead us to somewhere. And Link, look! See how that doorway glows? Could that be the door that leads to the sanctuary? Nobody in the castle seems able to see it, but you and me. Let's go, quickly. So welcome to the Elemental Sanctuary. With really magical music. I love this song in this game, definitely. Still not as good as the final boss, but I'll go on to that a bit later. It just feels so magical, you know, it's kind of similar to the Fairies Fountain, except like you're about to do something really important, like you're the chosen one or something. I don't know, it's just, the song is really good emotion. It kind of suits where we are, you know, this Elemental Sanctuary. I really like it. So, this is the Elemental Sanctuary then. This is where we can infuse your blade with the power of the elements. Yes, there seems to be a pedestal for your sword right in the middle there. And so, after infusing the blade with the two elements, we get the powers of the earth and fire elements have infused your blade. That didn't make any sense there. So basically, we have upgraded our sword, meaning it's a lot more powerful. Let's see if I can't read that tablet for you. Fill your sword with power and walk over the glowing tile. Perhaps it refers to those flashing spots on the floor around you. Well, what are you waiting for? Try it, Link. So this is a new mechanic, actually, that was kind of used in Force Swords. But, you know, in Minish Cap it was used first, and this is like, you know, the beginning of Vati, because Vati was also in Force Swords. So it's nice to see that they brought this thing back in Minish Cap, but instead it was like, you know, a form of yourself. Kind of say, you know, your persona. I don't know. Whoa, you just split in two. So this is the power of the white sword. I guess you can double yourself like that anytime you see those panels. Now this is where you also get some puzzling with these tiles. You know, as a Minish we get puzzles, you can also use it with these tiles. There will be these two switches here that need to be held down at the same time, so simply we need to clone ourselves and do that. But with that, how about we exit the Elemental Sanctuary by rolling all the way down. You really think Link would take more care to these kind of places, but no, he just rolls around and completely destroys the place. But with the Cave of Flames done, and our sword upgraded, I reckon we are going to call this episode off here. So, in the next episode of the Minish Cap, we will be doing some stuff and hopefully getting to the next area and the next dungeon. So take care guys, and I will see you in the next one.